All right, and to bring us up on the game, we got the Miss Dixie Dynamite. We're just gonna call you Miss Dixie Dynamite. Miss T. Kennedy, owner slash player, coach. You got coach in there too?
I help sometimes, but I'm not the
Okay.
coach.
Owner slash player, coach G, she do it all, y'all. Miss T. Kennedy, ma'am, just kind of fill us in on this whole Women's Football Alliance thing.
Okay. Well, thank you for asking. So we've been playing football here in Kentucky. This team has been sanctioned since 2011. We started originally as the Kentucky Karma back in 2004. And craziest thing is when we started out of Lexington.
Oh.
Yeah, we couldn't get enough interest out in Lexington, so the guy moved it out here to Louisville. I played with them for about 6, 7 years. And then he was like, hey, this is too much for me. I'm getting ready to sell the team. Do you want it? Well, our colors were like blue, purple, and white, right? Nothing compared to anything Kentucky. So I switched our colors to red, black, and white, and started coining the phrase the 502, rep the 502, so that we could get more interest going, right? So we've won the national championship at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio in 2021. We went back to the Tom Benson Stadium in 2022. We lost to Denver by 1 point. The Women's Football Alliance is the largest professional women's league in the United States. We do have like what's called Team United. It's a travel team. We go to other countries.
Oh.
I think last year we went to Amsterdam. Um, we've been to Colombia, Costa Rica, Mexico. Next year in January, we're going to Australia. So we're really trying to push women's tackle football across the whole entire world. So the Women's Football Alliance has been good to us. I'm also on their board of representatives and things like that. So I will always promote and rep them to the fullest. Now, speaking about Derby City, we are Kentucky's only women's tackle football team, and we have been Kentucky's only tackle women's football team. Kentucky's really small, so we do have players that come in from out of town. But other than that, it's NCAA rules, full pads, full equipment, and it's just, get it how you live.
Miss Kennedy, I wanted to make sure that I asked you about the financial growth because doing something like this, I see your face, but doing something like this, it's meaningful. You're trying to bring something different, not just to, the city of Lexington or Louisville, but you're trying to go bigger. This is something that you're embarking, you're part of the avant-garde in this. But how do you look at the economics? Because this is very interesting to me and some of the other people out there. We may have folks who may want to be a part of this and help push it. So could you give me some of the layout of how you all are making this happen?
Sure, absolutely. I'm glad you asked that. It is very financially is tasking, and part of that we're a 50C1, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We do a lot of community engagement. They just had a girls camp out at K State, and we try to volunteer and push our name out there. Um, any venues that are holding female camps, we'd love to be a part of it. We feed the homeless, we do coat drives, we do all kind of things just to get our name out there. But the way that we raise money, right? So this year we charged each girl about $750, right, to play. Now, what that includes is their practice facilities. It includes 3 uniforms, their warm ups, their bags, transportation to and from every game, um, referees, the announcers, the videographers, the website, like everything. And
Food,
then so the way, huh?
the food in there too. The
No,
food.
ain't no food. Ain't no food now. Hey, if I could throw that in, I would, right?
Okay, okay.
But it includes all those things to include like one overnight hotel stay for the girls. But we do a lot of fundraising. So ways that we fundraise, they have a corporation called CSC, Contemporary Services Corporation. They work all of the U of L football games. So my girls, they go and they work the games. They make $15 an hour tax free, but they give the money to the team. We use that to pay towards their fees. We also work at the Yum Center. So whether it's a concert or the Louisville Kings games or the soccer games or whatever they have going here with Andy Frame, we also, volunteer for those services, and that helps pay their fees. Sometimes we get private sponsors. This year we had some amazing sponsors. One was PSD Optical. They work for veterans with Vision Works, right? So they donated some money. Ellis and Badenhausen Orthopedics, they donated some money this year. Our biggest sponsor who helped pay for our practice facility was lawyer Brian Detman. He's an injury lawyer out of Louisville, but we're always looking for sponsors. Always, 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 because we want to make this better for these young ladies, right? Our mantra or our motto is changing the female stereotype one snap at a time. There should never ever be anything that we want to do that we can't. We don't turn away people who can't afford to pay. We just find an outlet or a sponsor or some type of events for them to work to be able to try to, be able to take part. I would say a regular season would cost the team about $50,000 to $70,000 between stadium rentals, practice rentals, referees. Like I said earlier, we have to pay for medical. We pay for a doc. Well, one of our doctors, she's out of Lexington, out of Frankfurt. She comes and she works on our staff. It's just, it's just a mantra of different things that we pay for when it comes down to playing. But I think luckily with us being right here in the heart, right, the heart of the area, our farthest game is about 6 hours north or 6 hours south. So we went to Birmingham. We were pretty successful on that road trip, right? That business trip was good. I think in the 14th of June, we'll be driving up to Detroit. That's going to be another emissary that we got to go and try to, take care of business. But other than that, we just make it happen.
So on that end, recruiting and retention, scouting, how do you bring your folks in? You have it on your website. I know everybody doesn't know, and we'll put that in the link and show everybody. But I want to bring it, get it. Let's get some more people with you. Let's get some more people going to be a part of this. So how do we get to you? How do we know you? How do we become a part of Derby City?
Man, so we do have a website, which is www.derbycitydynamite.com. We recruit a lot on Facebook. We try to post videos and pictures and fun little kind of quirks about the team, the staff daily. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on X. We're on Snapchat. We're on every social media platform. But I think the biggest recruiting mechanism for us, one is winning, right? So when you win, everybody wants to know you, right?
We win, we ride. Yes, ma'am.
Right.
That's my motto.
You got it. So in 2021, when we won the national championship, Mayor Greg Fisher out of Louisville did give us Derby City Dynamite Day, which is September the 2nd. So we try to promote, that day around that time. We've been playing in the Juice Bowl, or I'm sorry, not the Juice Bowl. I'm sorry, the Turkey Bowl here in Louisville. Every Thanksgiving, we'll try to bring up a team from Nashville or Cincinnati or somewhere local so that they can come in, they can play, and then they can go home, But we're on every social media outlet. We have been on the news every now and then. I think that a lot of people, what is kind of crazy to me, and I've been doing this since 2004, is you still have people in the state of Kentucky that do not know that we exist.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of our issue right there. A lot of times people will say, I'll be like, oh, yeah, my football game. And they're like, oh, your kids go play football. I'm like, no, my team, me. And they're like,
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, oh, well, here's the biggest question we get, believe it or not. Is it that lingerie football? I said, honey, have you seen me? Do I look like I play lingerie? I'm not gonna grace nobody with that, okay? But anyway, just getting people to see the game. If you watch a game, you will become a believer and you will love it.
Now, I know one of the big things, like, we've got women's or girls flag football has really taken off, and it's been sanctioned here in Kentucky. Do you feel like that's going to help you maybe further on down the road as girls kind of get more into football?
So we are hoping so. So I'll give you an example. In Salt Lake City, Utah, they've had a girls flag league for many, many years. They just brought their tackle team out, who won the national championship last year and moved up to D1. But they have had that girls flag in their feeder system. So like you said, right? Here's what I think is the difference. One, the NFL sanctions flag, which is great. Women's tackle, not so much. And I believe um, we're that type of sport that once a girl finishes high school, she goes to college. After she finishes college, she may go to grad school. But what sport is out there for that young lady once she graduates college? There aren't too many. You got softball every now and then. I played a little bit of rugby every now and then, but women's tackle football, we're here and we cater to every size, every shape, all of that. We take all those females, and especially if you were an athlete growing up, you're looking for something to do competitively once you finish school, and we're here and we're waiting.
Hey, Coach.
Bringing in coaches. What about that? How to get the coaches to come in?
All right. So I love that you said that. So our coaching staff this year is honestly one of the best coaching staffs we've ever had, even so much more than our championship team year. We've always had an athletic team. We haven't always had the best coaches. The championship year, we had a coach named Roy McMillan. He went to WKU. He's phenomenal. He really, really is phenomenal. But it was him and him by himself, right?
Yeah.
So when we went to the championship, we went with 23 girls and one coach. We beat Arizona, like I said, easily the first year.
Yes.
They bumped us up from Division III to Division II. We went back to the national championship with about 26 girls. When we went to play Denver, you could see the comparable difference, right? So we have 26 girls and one coach. They got 38, 39 girls, 40 girls, 10 coaches, huddle sideline, cameras on the side. They got people up in the press box. And I was thinking, damn, that's the goal for us. Yes. That is what we're trying to achieve, right? So last year we hired a guy out here in Kentucky. So this guy's been coaching football for many, many years. He coached at the little league level, the middle school level, the high school level, JUCO level, men's semi-pro level, and now he's taken us. And I think one of the big things that I can say with him, and if you talk to any of my players, I think that they would say the same thing. With him having all those different levels of coaching experience, he can talk to these women, because a lot of women, remember, we didn't start playing football when we were 5 and 6. Mm-hmm. Now, one or two of us did. You had some girls who did play little league and played in high school, but the majority of the ladies have not started football. They starting at the age of 33. Yeah. And then, so my favorite story is to tell people, like, one of my coaches was telling a young lady, she came out. He was like, all right, you look a little aggressive. He was like, hey, go play nose. She was like, Yeah. And he was like, yeah, go to nose. And I was like, Coach, she don't get what you're talking about, Coach. You got to break it down Barney style. And then you have those females who you can be like, we're going to run the double wide reverse, triple option pass on to. And they're like, okay, I got you, Coach. I'm out of X to the Z. You know what I'm saying? So you have a mantra, different types of people playing at different levels throughout their career. Mm-hmm. So our motto is each one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to bring these young women in and trying to give them that football knowledge. So to go back kind of to the flag question, the coaching staff is imperative. When we bring those girls in from flag, it's not the first time that they've heard football terminology. Now, it might not be exactly the same, but I'm going to tell you, a cheer route is a cheer route. A post is a post. You know what I'm saying? A go is a go in most people's football terminology. Now, with the linemen and stuff like that, we may have to work on that a little bit more, but bringing them in after a flag career will help us tremendously. And as far as coaches go, the guy who we have right now, that's another thing, is bringing him into the culture, right? Bringing him into our team. We got a lot of young ladies that have never trusted a man a day in their life, like never, ever trusted a man. Now, me, luckily, I had my father in my home my whole time. He was Army, right? So he was dress right, dress. But a lot of these young ladies have never had a male figure in their home. And this man has won their trust, their respect, their admiration, and they would do anything for him. Absolutely anything. So having a coaching staff, one, that knows football, right? And two, who can teach you football. So when we go to these All-American games or these international countries, and another football coach is saying, hey, we're going to run dive right, or we're going to run a fake dive right with a jet sweep to the left. They understand what he's talking about. Or they're calling out pass plays or defensive coverage, or we're gonna go cover three. We're gonna play man in the back and zone up front or whatever. They understand what he's talking about. So he's really brought us some good coaches in. Um, we're always looking for coaches to join our staff. This is what I do tell people. It's a great segue for individuals who want to coach college. Because, like, again, us winning a national championship at the NFL Hall of Fame, that says a lot for Mr. McMillan. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot. He just got offered the, hey, flag coach at, oh my goodness, what is it? It's a college right here in Kentucky, a small college, but that right there says a lot about his tutelage. So our new coach, his name is head coach Parms, Quanterio Parms. His son goes to K-State. He plays there. I think that he's really doing big things. He's changing the DNA of our team and our culture.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So, Miss Kennedy, here we are Saturday. We have the honor of hosting the Derby City Dynamite here at Lafayette against, my understanding is, the rivalry. This is a rivalry game against the Music City Mizfits. Tell us a little bit about this game.
Man, so us in Music City go back to 2004. Like, we've been playing each other off and on. Of course, back then they were called something else. We were called something else. But both of us have been playing in an alliance for at least the last, I would say, 8-9 years. When we first started off, we were both Division III, which is the smaller teams within the WFA. And we play each other twice a year. So we created a really healthy rival. Once or twice they would beat us. 3, 4, 5 times we beat them.
Yes,
so this was actually the first season since 21 that we've played them again. We don't normally play them during the regular season. When we won the national championships, one of the requirements by our league is you bump up to the next level, to the next division. So when we won the Division III championship, we got moved up to Division II, so we didn't play them anymore. This year, the league did away with all Division III, so we just have our Pro Division and our Division II. So Music City came up, and they did come and play us, or actually we went down to Nashville about 3 or 4 weeks ago. The game started off kind of slow. They were trying to bring BTA. They weren't successful in the end. I'll tell you that, right?
Okay,
they were not successful in the end.
Okay.
We did end up waking up halfway through the game. Lexington, y'all all know as football coaches, football guys, it's hard to be a team 2 times, right? This weekend we're gonna have to bring our A game. We can't hold back nothing, and we're gonna bring that smoke.
All right. So kickoff is 5 o'clock at Lafayette. I think gate opens at 4. Ticket prices, anything they need to know? It's a blackout game too. Wear black, everybody. Wear black.
That's right. All black, everything. That's right. So this weekend we're being sponsored by East Lexington Elite, or Lexington East Elite. So they're actually hosting us out in Lexington. This is going to be our first time ever in Lexington, ever. And we're super excited because we want to bring something to the city of Lexington y'all haven't seen yet. Y'all have seen the men's team. You've seen some arena. You've seen some rugby. You've seen some basketball. But we want you to see women's tackle football. We want you to see the hits. We want you to see the passes and the tackles and all of that, to see that women can play at a premier level of the sport. So with our league, I didn't mention this earlier, we are part of the NFL alumni. We have women that are in the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton. Their jerseys are retired there. For those who don't know, women's tackle football has been around since the 70s. It's been around since the 70s. Look up to the Toledo Troopers. I believe there's a young lady there. Her name is Linda Jefferson. She still leads all women's tackle football stats in rushing.
Oh, wow.
And she's probably 80-something years old right now, right? But, I mean, it's just phenomenal. The history of women's tackle football is phenomenal. And it's just a shame that Kentucky is just now getting on that train and figuring out, like, hey, we got a team. And guess what? They pretty doggone good.
Well, we will see y'all Saturday. We will be live streaming the game. We will come on at 5 o'clock on Big Things Kentucky. We wish y'all the best of luck. I got your back, host. I got you, cuz. I got you, cuz. We winning, we riding. Let's go Dynamite, baby.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we
Yes,
say
ma'am.
dominate, 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 boom.
Y'all, I like that. I like that. All right, y'all. Thank you.